Right, and when on Tokyo Kiona Kanya Kangoro Wena Quata Nabatu, or your waiting in then to coach Jumatano to that to Kotanaida, Kendatumba Kuda to carry Kamanto Mwanya Yogima, Boku, Bomwiri, like new theatre Chile in the Buno Quidra, Kyomba, Chokirua, Nababata, Kino Tirane, to Quidra, to Quadaira, Rombika Quidro, Kiona, Utungata Bwa Gracepark, Ukenda, on Tumbika Totanite, Nachivitari, Gracepark Medical Center, Barabamba Quidra, named by ya talamu obona Jumatano kenda kumba kwa diamanto mwanya na mwene wetu tukorwari kinyambere mkwedira nkemo ya kanya nkore tukeda tukera kemanto yegiye murimo iyo mukingo ni rwari abangi batenda kwedira bayika kwa kana bayino kwa ende irwa tukeda twina orobo rwari karibu sana maybe no edira keda kemutagi no mwiro wenu at least uningo kumenya.
Karibu. Zako mbita Miriam Makena omwaki mbita Irangoge Gracepark the clinician. Yes.
Now you'll agree with me maybe rwa mukingo kana HIV is no kintonto batenda kwidira maybe bakariria mnono kwa but exactly HIV mbina how does it affect mwiri wa muntu?
Ima murimu za mukingo kuigitara jorairwo mono lakini thai antu bakana bakia avoida batenda iko joareria basically HIV weto HIV etawa human immunodeficiency virus virusi yotanchoma virusi za covid bila affecta mwili jwa mwanadamu bikaria white blood cells specifically cell to CD4 count so ukethira mwili jote ni nye kwirwirira immunity mwili ikienama. Yes, so in simple words you HIV.
Yes. HIV AIDS, what's the difference imbi mwanyina yudera yuki ya irendi?
There's a very big difference lakini it's on the entry point HIV. Kenda to kinyera AIDS no manka kwithira kwina HIV. So AIDS it's a syndrome. Tomathina to twinge tuzanerete na HIV. Kono withira ina HIV lakini ukarago kinyera ki AIDS. So in short not to get AIDS is the advanced stage HIV. Yes.
Na tukele kemanto ye maybe modes of transmission. For example, kwithira kiwa HIV is more of a virus or ya virusi or ya nchoma or ya COVID ito meabura COVID ya omba kwithira kia spread nchoma no na mtu aini inyawe no kumekwa ya kwata. How about the HIV, how does it now transmit?
Murimo jo HIV jowathanirwo gukurukira ki mtomo kirionge gukurukira ki contamination tia body fluids. Contamination tia body fluids tijairana these the kwena njirira nene buru the biggest percentage to wata wa HIV gukurukira sex, specifically unprotected sex. When have unprotected sex na mtu infected. For example, bwantu baire buti infected doesn't mean oriaboka buketha bwena sex HIV comes no manka kwithira kwina negative person and a positive person. Another way to be ikona HIV no ikurukire kuma ke mama kweta ke mwana. Theira mama infected HIV AIDS na nakamatite mwana na kwenjera abatiri kuthingata ate kuthingata kwene uwezekano mwana no achiarwe nayo. People inject drugs okurikana toga ikuma ke fluids cha mwiri kuma ndamu some point saliva na semen they were in unprotected sex. So another way ombiku kwatwa no especially for people who inject drugs like delimta chindano the same sindano ngakonenkera okayimta nayo. So those are one of the ways tombiku wathaniri HIV. Ite watithanairo kurukira ngozi joimantu jamwe antu bakira no kethira it's the stigma now ira tokaredia it's setting in. So ite kurukanairo ku watira ngozi nikikupea hug doesn't mean kithande na joka jona. Ite kurukanairo ite watithanairo kurukira miruke like whether in the same room no either tuitenga people infected non tuturigwa tokuche mirukira the same the biggest percentage kumania na body fluids. Yes.
Tukele kemanto ye prevention onto actually kinya COVID antu ibera kia mno kwithira baki avoid what are the means kana jira mtu ambigane ende kwithira ki prevent kana kurigiria kwithira maybe akiwa atawa imurimo yo?
The moment to any disease, the moment omenya the way it comes, kumanisha if we can avoid the way it comes, not to prevent. So if you're having sex with a person urotije HIV status chiawe, it is always good to use things like condom. So condom use is one of the ways yombe gututethia ko prevent HIV. Pende gutekera prevention in two ways. One kethira antena yo no ndirigeri kuwata na kethira ndenayo no ndirigeri kuwata. Then actually there is kuna Vision 2030 hopefully not okinyo ko avoid that a generation that is free from HIV. Na iwe thiombekana ketha twin the positive person agatake side dewe, the negative person agatake side dewe. So there is using protection, especially condom. Kim tora wajitwe okumenya na ajitwe kwina ndawa ira baejawa akombe kuthingatira ndawa chiawe bwega bwena inya kinya ke sexual relationships chiawe even without a condom non to never start take 100% sure into the prep not you feel lakini ora waji twenyu nyandawa chiawe bwega atombe kunenkeria the other person. The same case ke mama I think at a clinic kiawe na ndawa chiawe bwega there is a biggest percentage wa chira kana gaku ke negative ugonkia kana gaku bwega. So iwi chionjire imwe people inject drugs. If we can stop it, we stop it. If it has to be done, do it safely. I'm not advocating to mtandao lakini ikifika hapo tuka avoid them and tuze moto it cannot happen, it does happen. Lakini no ikale safe, don't share any draws. Yes.
Na ukwitro kiwa takinto anto bangibe there maybe bakereke kwelewana bakarea PrEP and PEP. What exactly is this na difference niri kuyayongwa?
Difference no ukuwari etore kiuka PrEP i pre-exposure. So in before were exposed. And by the to carry exposure most of the times to area having unprotected sex can even people who inject drugs. So any exposure you take before. PEP iratumenyeretie ni post exposure. Either nkuyimta chindano probably ndena usibitare, either nkudondena unprotected sex na mtonte kumenya, that is when we go for the PEP. So for the PrEP you pre-exposure opateri gutumira 1 week before the exposure. Kwena two types of PEP lakini atwariri this PrEP the common one. Ni antubeko babateri kutumira PrEP. Kwena discordant couples ko intutwarira discordant couples assuming betekiria ntumeregerekano kuna uga assuming to weta naro to kuthima we a couple we want to start a sexual relationship. Okay, there are only the positive ogofinya so negative au ito kwa advice ago tumira PrEP kethiri to kuendelea relationship iendelea. So ukethiro imitumira mbere ya for it to work lazima ume 1 week wambiriko mirianda wana arua ukabstain for 1 week. So when we are doing the act without condom, you can choose condom or without condom. Without it 7 days later, okay, there it is able to protect you at least 90%. PEP nionande already exposed before 72 hours and the earlier the better. Before 72 hours okay through kigira PEP. Yes.
Now on the time it's running, but tell us about testing diagnosis. How frequent should one go for testing? Maybe kwa mtoeda aira kita kadimo mirimo ingi atanda kabwidi mbudiri dimi beyond them by lianga ntina pressure ngantina this, but how many people kanani antubana bedera bagita bakawerwa riri then don't make it I'm positive or negative, and how frequent should one do the test?
I hope this is something twin the tobateri ko adapt not to nobody has to an immunity HIV. It can come anytime. You're not taking best care of yourself iketo mutinayo. So unfortunate baba ingeweza kwen exposure ama unajishuku lakini ideally tobateri at least once per year. Na tukiugira once per year for the normal generation kuringetha kwina kanya turingio na uwa the high risk. So yearly for annual testing at least kimwaka rimwe kethwa no tested then get to test before PEP. Not we have to know kethe we positive tendere ngetwa wikia kethe we negative to akwa PEP, and after 28 days to complete PEP tokathima kaire then after 3 months unandike mtu uri exposed to already. But for the general population at least mwaka make sure you know your status.
Treatment and living with it because it's a virus. Maybe what are some of the recommendations from the medical perspective ira mtu abatire kwithira nende akeyawa yes wina yo maybe kuthiatira ndawa mirire
to start with kwitha kuna rumors cia mukingo ijonere ndawa the truth is ijonere ndawa cio tutethia tukaraju bwega healthy na to achieve maisha jetu ra murungu aringienda. It is not a death sentence lakini bado tutona ndawa ekworia. So the moment uka tested immediately ukamenya we tested obatire kwa enrolled ke clinic to CCC, then you start medication.
CCC stands for
a comprehensive care clinic. Specifically clinic kirato dilana ntuzapau nega gotethia ko live a very healthy life, a very healthy sexual life. It's a basic need to kamitha anymore. Nega tethia uka achieve kira kionde uringienda ku achieve kithiri mwari ukagoro kithiri muthaka ukagurana bukonana bukachiarana negative like ARVs tutethairia tuka live a very normal life. Na a normal life na to prevent ku spread to others. So yes, tubateri kwambiria ndawa at the moment wonekana ochithira it is positive, it is not a death sentence, we walk the journey to kambiria ndawa.
Briefly tell us about stigmatization. Nithirite kithira kana no irio and how should people live na ntobaraba ina mukingo nto well covid narrated a lot of stigma kwa mtu aina corona kana na rumite Nairobi and you avoid them. How about mukingo?
For the time bithirite ndiki in HIV, I think autumete nyuma ora to wita stigma ne wita at least enyia no to bwa ngugira tiendereaga ke clinic because 99% stigma imagine ambairia ke the positive person na ro kwezo thimo HIV already kwambire ku stigmatize urona je kai andikia it's like everyone knows lakini stigma ni enderete kunyia otorando kiri kuga if it is not if you're not infected it is affecting you utim to 100% immune to HIV so itupatira kutha tu treat antubara tuije bari infected na HIV just like any other normal human being. Benywa ndawa probably otora mtu na murimo sukari akonyo otora na murimo jwa asthma akonyo otora na just any other so neko boost to immunity. Otutuga kumbuka etikuwatanirio at least covid kwa reason stigma sometimes na tension don't it means that's in his finish so kuona covid but for HIV nyato karara mwe tukwa tumekandle doesn't mean ukameona so they just normal human being otabatwe tunafaa kuwa embrace actually bara benginya be healthy ngurukie the negative people yes very healthy.
Now, in allow me for 5 seconds.
It's okay.
Maybe what are some of the services in relation to HIV/AIDS that are offered at Gracepark?
Okay, at Gracepark at the moment tuko na uwezo wa testing. We do testing and very good linkages. Tutena clinic comprehensive care lakini tuthigia the testing services no beze and the moment okay throw na no kwenda either prep ka pep kana ARVs tukathithia linkages na sibitari rira kwina batu ile kombe ku offer. So it's a good entry point for testing na twako link to your favorable clinic.
Thank you so much. Bitikira tudire tu kire kairio director of tuche bia rwiro no but it's all right. Thank you so much for having your time and
thank you for hosting me.
You're welcome. Na mutegeri any other service actually not about kinya kuthimo HIV yake kana kinya indra we nambacho ini maybe murimo chukari ini murimo yorawe na yo no wedre nende kinya ndene ya Gracepark ukamba kwithira kyo no Utungata ndene ya building ya Union Square right
yes.
Au kwetu na prison wa kinyawi it's a 24-hour facility orwetha rukiri orwetha thasta orwetha tuko ya thai anytime ukamba kwithira kyo na Utungata na baina services kathomba including ambulance services bitigiria twithira twikaira gatanta we ndunyu mekaita kategora tuketha tuchemana kya nonto bwande to chaweru daithatu.